video for is going to be the adverse finding that was found after the fight. I believe there was a test on the day that came back saying that you had cocaine in your system, which obviously shocked everyone because you're the last person on the planet people would expect to be dabbling in that kind of stuff. So what can you say? Can you say anything about this at all? Because I know there's some sort of case going on in the background.
We're going through a process, and everything will come out very soon. And all I can say is that I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong in camp, I did nothing wrong before the fight, and it'll come out soon.
Obviously, just out of respect, I know you've got a case going on. People will be expecting me to interrogate you about the whole situation. I know I can't do that because it could impact whatever goes on behind the scenes. So, out of respect, I can't really ask you too much about that, other than just confirming that you are protesting that you're innocent and you're fighting the case.
Yeah, I did nothing wrong. Fighting the case, innocent, did nothing wrong, and I'm ready to go again. Once I get my name cleared, lock me in for another fight as soon as possible.
And there is Joseph Parker responding to Boxing King Media. Shout out to them for getting the interview. Joseph Parker is, hey, I was just looking at his body language, his expressions when asked about cocaine, okay? And, he kind of smiled and he did take a deep breath and, you seen, how he was going to respond. And he was like, hey, I did nothing wrong, and, the test will come out showing that, proving me, clearing me, and I'm ready to go again. And for that, I'm more inclined to believe that based on the way he answered it. Like, don't worry. When the B sample comes, I will be cleared. I did nothing wrong before or during or whenever. I did nothing wrong. I did everything that I supposed to do. Nothing wrong means nothing wrong. So I am, inclined to believe Joseph Parker in that regard. And, I hope this does clear his name. I think most importantly, but then what? I tell you what, then. If it was cocaine in his sample A, I think the big thing is, how the fuck did it get there? Because if the B sample is showing something totally different, there is grounds for Team Parker, justice for Joseph, to be investigated further. How in the hell did cocaine get in this man's A sample, but it wasn't in his B sample? What does that tell us? By default, people, that tells us that somebody tampered with his A sample, and we need to find out who in Hades tampered with it. Okay? Because there is no reason that you should, or anyone should go and be that corruptive to do some backhanded shit like this. And it shows you, like, if he is cleared, what has happened in between that time. What has happened? Well, they screwed him over with the referee. The referee made a bad call. Now he has a dirty drug test. Now Fabio Wardley becomes a WBO heavyweight champion of the world because of that reason. It's almost like, well, if whoever they were that tampered with that sample, they did it for a reason, not knowing that it didn't supposed to stop him, but it was definitely deterring him or to put him on pause for a while so other things could happen. But if you think about it, if they were putting Parker on pause and they wanted to slow him down, that was just to avoid him either asking for a rematch, demanding for a rematch. Fabio Wardley said that he would already give him one. You see where I'm going with this? But what could stop that? Boom, I know, boom, a drug test. An adverse finding. See, cocaine is not any of that other shit that could be in, that's allegedly tainted in certain supplements that, you know, later on people found out that certain supplements do have some kind of error of chemicals or substances that are very minute, but they are in there. I don't know how they got there, but they have been reports that certain supplements have certain things within it or are showing false readings. But not cocaine, people. Cocaine is deliberate. It's a recreational drug, okay? And it's not for performance enhancing. It's for partying, okay? Abusing or whatever. Using. It's not for sports, okay? So whoever, if that B sample comes back opposite of or negative of cocaine, that means someone set Joseph Parker's ass up. Then he needs to investigate ASAP. You know what I mean? I don't think that he should let that go. I don't think that he should sweep that under the rug. I don't think that he should let sleeping dogs lie. I don't think any of that shit. He needs to find out who is after him to stop him from progressing as a heavyweight contender, former champion. That's what he needs to do. You guys tell me what you think of Joseph Parker's latest response. Thanks to Boxing King Media for the interview. Yet again, of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.